Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi!
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Donna's got her own song, Donna Rotunno. Of course, that was the Barge many years ago, but that was a pretty big hit. I don't know. Donna was on Fox News like 15 minutes ago, and again, you've heard her on this show a lot the last couple of months, especially during her Chicago Bears playoff run. But I don't know, Donna, if you get songs like that when you come on some of these shows, your own entry music like, Enter Sandman, Mariano Rivera. Do you get that ordinarily?
I mean, I cannot tell you, Sid, what a welcome this morning. No, I do not have my own music to welcome me, so thank you.
Yeah, it wasn't my idea, but it was actually a pretty good call. I don't even know. I wanted to go with, what's the other Donna song that I wanted from, what's his name? He died in the plane crash. La Bamba guy. Yeah, that's guy. Yeah, the La Bamba guy. That's right. Anyway, let's get to the story you were talking about on Fox News this morning, and that is Luigi Mangione. Turns out that some guy showed up at the Brooklyn jail and tried to bust out Mangione posing as an FBI agent. I think for me, the thing that I really want to know, and my audience too, was Mangione in on this? Did he know about this guy?
Well, that's a good question, and I think that's what we're going to find out as this investigation continues. I mean, the MDC is under a lot of scrutiny. They've had a lot of issues at that the jail system there while they've had high-profile people in custody. So this is going to be something that I'm sure is looked into pretty vigorously by the Department of Justice, but crazy situation that anybody is allowed in there in any capacity that has fake identification and those items on their person. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And if Mr. Mangione was aware, obviously will also be more charges coming his way if that was the case.
So what exactly did this guy come to the jail with? Noam told us earlier, papers and some type of knife. Was that a weapon? What was that all about?
No, there was a pizza cutter, like a round pizza cutter that has like the plastic on the one side, so no handle, but just like the round plastic part on the top.
And what do you think that was? What was that for, do you think? What was that for?
I mean, to cut through something maybe, but cut through what? I mean, those things barely cut through pizza, so I'm not so sure. Wires of some sort? I have no idea. And a fork. So not so sure what anybody was going to do with those items, but, maybe if Mr. Mangione is on it, maybe there's something there that he thought he could scrape away at. I have no idea, but those were the two items on this person's body.
Not surprising. I feel like Mangione will try to get out a bunch. I don't see him being okay where he is, and I'm not saying he's going to end up like Aaron Hernandez did, or I guess if you believe that he killed himself, Jeffrey Epstein. But I can't see this kid, just dying of old age in prison. I just don't see it.
Yeah, well, there's definitely a narcissistic quality to him, as we can see in his smug nature as he appears in court. And, anybody that would carry out something like this allegedly is probably not working with the same, brain cells that you and I are. But at the end of the day, we're going to see what happens here, and he may be too narcissistic to kill himself, but he definitely may try to break out as we're seeing.
So legally, where are we?
But Sid, could this be some crazy person that thinks they just want to help him because we know he has crazy supporters out there?
Yeah,
that's obviously a possibility.
100%. Well. No, he's got a huge. He's got more fans than I've got. Let's be honest. He's got these young groupie girls that want to marry him. He's got guys like this guy that want to bust him out that probably empathize with him over the insurance companies. So no, he's got a huge amount of people that love him. where are we legally? I know a couple of weeks ago he was back in court, a full week of court. Yeah, I think he missed the Friday court hearing because he didn't feel well. But I guess he doesn't care when he shot Brian Thompson. He killed him feeling well. But he did miss a court date. But otherwise, I guess it was about how the police gathered the evidence at the McDonald's in Pennsylvania. I guess they didn't do it the right way, as if somebody wants to give this kid a break. But where are we legally in this case?
Well, legally, there's two avenues here. You have the New York State court case that's happening simultaneously as the federal court case is happening. So he's facing charges in both jurisdictions, one the United States, one state of New York. And so when he goes to court today, he's going to court in federal court, and the federal court judge is determining two things. One, should she dismiss the charges that allow for capital punishment? And two, is she going to suppress any of the items from the backpack? So those are the two issues happening. Both systems, state and federal, are asking for the judge to dismiss what was in that backpack and suppress what was in that bag. So that's what's happening today. I suspect that the judge is not going to grant either one of the defense's requests today, but we'll see. The law is fairly nuanced in the area of this capital issue, and the way the case becomes a capital case is a murder with the use of a firearm, and it becomes a federal murder because of a violent crime attached, which is stalking. The defense is arguing that stalking is not a violent crime. Of course, for all of us, we're saying, well, wait, he stalked him in order to kill him, so how is it not a violent crime? So we'll see the way the court comes down on this issue. If the court decides that it is not going to move forward as a capital case, then jury selection should start in September on the federal side. And if the judge believes that the capital charges are correct, the jury selection will begin in January.
All right, he's doing court here in New York, 11 o'clock today. It looks like that Laken Riley, 1 year ago today, we passed, which was beautiful, the Laken Riley Act. Yes, that's the talking about nurses. Okay, we care about nurses are on strike. That was a young lady that was raped and murdered in Georgia. I was at the State of the Union 2 years ago. I was eventually thrown out, but that's a true story. Physically removed, but I was there when the president at the time, that walking cadaver Joe Biden, referred to Laken Riley as the college football coach Lincoln Riley. And that's how much respect he had for her. But it looks like her killer's attorneys, his attorneys are going to be back in court today. You know what that's all about?
I have not seen what that's about today. I have no idea what's going on with Laken Riley's killer today.
Yeah, for some reason.
I'm sure they're filing motions for either a new trial or some kind of post-conviction relief, is my guess.
Yeah, that's probably true. Let's get to the final legal document talking about murder. Tyler Robinson murdered Charlie Kirk, bottom line, there in the state of Utah. And I guess he's going back to court next week. You know, for people like us, my beautiful wife, Danielle, she's a big-time attorney. You're a big-time attorney. You're on TV. But for people like us, we can't figure out where there are so many court dates. You know, the guy's got the gun. You know, we got him on video. He hasn't denied it. So what is Tyler Robinson going back to court again next week for?
Well, Tyler Robinson is going back to court because, of course, anybody charged with a crime has a due process, and that's what makes this country great. But at the end of the day, what's happening in Utah is you have a judge who cannot control the courtroom. There are too many, not only dates here, but too much time passing between decisions being made by the court. The court says he's going to make a decision on said day and then does not do so. He allows the parties to continue to argue. There's just not a lot of control happening. The issue right now in Tyler Robinson is whether or not the prosecutor's office is going to be disqualified. I believe it's a frivolous motion. I don't believe there's a conflict. They're arguing that because one of the prosecutors who works for the office had a child who was at the event where Charlie was murdered, therefore the entire office should be conflicted out. It's a ridiculous argument, frankly, and I think the judge just needs to make a decision, and let's move on to the next thing. As we saw a couple of weeks ago, Erica Kirk, through her lawyers, filed something with the court, basically saying I'm entitled under Utah law for this to be expeditiously moved through the system, and I'm asking that to happen. So we'll see if this judge either talks to somebody in that building who's a little more seasoned and says you have to get control over this and wrap your arms around it. So we'll see if this moves forward a little bit faster. I'm hoping it does.
On the way out, Donna, can you even watch the Seahawks take on the Patriots in Super Bowl 60 next Sunday, or are you still so heartbroken over the tragic exit of your Chicago Bears?
So I am heartbroken, but you can't throw 3 interceptions and win, and I don't care how great that pass was at the end. You have to play a full game, as I've been saying about the Bears all along. But it was a great season. Ben Johnson's been awesome in Chicago. I'm hopeful for next year and the future. I am a Brady fan, so that means I'm going to root for the Patriots. And I know that that's not very popular on the East Coast, but as a longtime Tom Brady fan, I'm going to stick with that allegiance and say, go Bob Kraft.
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.